Konbanwa, everybody. Today, I'm gonna be pulling up some economics notes and presentations to share with you, and I will be talking about my economics class. If you still want me to go back and finish talking about my music class, looking at all the notes, comment that down below. Sorry, I just had to turn up the lighting, but without further ado, I'm gonna get into it. I'm excited to share with y'all about what all I learned from this global economics college course. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, that is not correct. So I think the same with the music class video. I don't really want to look at notes right now, but I have a presentation / slideshow pulled up I'll talk about. And this was like 3/4 into the class. I couldn't find any before, so I will try to look again afterwards, but yeah, I'm gonna get started. So this slideshow in particular, oh yeah, she had us do discussions at the end of like most classes, I believe. But yeah, this class was kind of a weird one because going into it, I thought it would be like a hybrid class. So we'd have a virtual class on Tuesday and an in-person class on Thursday, but the way it ended up unfolding is that we mostly just had class on Thursday with like a couple virtual classes on Tuesday where the first one was like we got introduced to the course through Zoom, and then like the second one it either wasn't until like halfway through the semester, or it just straight up wasn't until the end where we like took some kind of quiz. But I'll go ahead and start. This first slideshow is about efficiency / equality discussion, I guess, in economics. So the benefits to promoting efficiency in an economy. Potential benefit for governments to enact policy that promotes efficiency is increased productivity in firms and businesses. I can see that. For example, when governments enact policies that support a free trade economy, like a market economy, people are more motivated and incentivized to trade more for a multitude of reasons, including higher output and lower prices for consumers, in parentheses, more supply and demand equals lower prices. It provides additional choices consumers can make when trading as to what they can purchase, and a stronger economy in the long run, which can lead to higher equality. Try to reduce that inequality. Benefits of enacting policies that promote economic equality in an economy. The benefits of enacting policies that promote economic equality in an economy, if done right, are major and can increase both the output and economic quality, or equality, I guess. There's quite a bit of typos in this presentation, but it's fine. We had like 10-15 minutes at the end of class to make these, so we were supposed to like do one slide at a time and discuss with each other, but the way it worked every time was pretty much we just divided and conquered and did one slide each, usually. Promoting equality stops the possibility of people rebelling against their own markets and legislation, which in turn could lead to laws that would impose price floors and price ceilings and shut off international trade. From this viewpoint, policies to reduce inequality may help economic output by building social support for allowing markets to operate. Drawbacks of efficiency. So the drawback of a policy focused solely on efficiency is that it will likely result in an imbalance in the distribution of wealth and benefits and exacerbate the existing inequalities and leaves vulnerable populations without adequate support. This is the last slide. Meanwhile, a potential drawback of a policy focused purely on equality would be it may reduce the incentives for innovation and economic growth. People might get complacent and lazy, frankly. And if policies focus too much on equality, such as high taxes or strict regulations, business and individual motivation may be discouraged, leading to reduced investment and productivity, which will affect the economic development of the market and region. So it looks like that was the only one I could find on Google Slides. I'm gonna check PowerPoint because I know I've been seeing one as I've been writing essays for my analytical reading and writing class this semester. And I can use that to talk about for this video. Econ, here we go. Oh, there's 2 different ones, perfect. That should be good. And then for our notes, we had a textbook online that I think she like gave to us in the Canvas syllabus or whatever. But she just wanted us to define the terms every time, and like at first I would read the whole chapter, but then after a while I kind of got lazy and started just like skipping either to the glossary at the end of the chapter or just searching for the terms specifically in the text. So this slideshow is called, let me move some stuff so I can just show you. What is economics? I kind of like the title slide. I guess this one was at the beginning. Yeah, I think this was probably one of our first discussion post slide thingamajigs. So economics is the study of how we make choice in the face of scarcity and how those choices motivate behavior. So it's not necessarily just related to money, but, you know, it applies to choices in life in general. Supply and demand, and how and why people use certain resources in certain ways. It matters because I think I did this slide because there's like a wall of text. I kind of have a bad tendency to do that. But there's just so much information I want to share when I get passionate about a topic. It matters because the study of economics helps people understand the world around them. It enables people to understand others, businesses, markets, and governments, as well as better respond to the threats and opportunities that emerge when things change. Economics helps students evaluate alternatives and make better choices. So I guess that applies to us directly in class. It develops critical thinking and problem solving and analytical skills to examine data to support those good decisions. And last slide, the impact on daily life. The economy influences our ability to access goods and services, which impacts our quality of life. A strong economy typically means more job opportunities, higher wages, and better services. Taxes from a strong economy fund essential services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure, which I think there's kind of an uproar, at least in the US right now, about taxes in general and how people are getting taxed out of their minds, and how back in the day there would be a revolution at this point for no taxation without representation, back when America was first founded. This I think was our final presentation for the class, and we had to choose like economic topic, like a specific event from recent global history. So my friend Sam was kind of passionate about the British pound sterling. So the title is Recent History of the Value of the British Pound Sterling, and we had 4 goats in total working on this project. So yeah, we did really good. I think I, or maybe the whole group in general, might have gotten a couple points off because she said, like, I remember specifically she was like, y'all sounded bored or something, or like, I don't know why I said y'all. She's like a Spanish person, Spanish speaking teacher, so she's probably said like you guys. But yeah, I was like, what? We sound bored? And if we did sound bored, it's because it was the last project of the semester and we just all wanted to be done with the class to get our credits, but whatever. So the intro. The British pound sterling is the oldest currency still in use. It was originally established in 760 AD It was once the global reserve currency during the prime reign of the British Empire. And on the side, the British pound sterling is the world's old, blah, 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 blah. The side, I'm gonna use the comments that we left to provide some more information. It was a cornerstone of global commerce, reflecting the economic dominance of the British Empire. The gold standard, adopted in the 19th century, bolstered its global credibility by pegging the pound to a fixed amount of gold. However, as economic dominance shifted and global currencies evolved, the pound's value and influence began to wane, particularly in the 20th century. While these historical milestones laid the foundation, our focus today will be on the modern factors, from geopolitical events to macroeconomic policies, that have driven significant depreciation in recent decades. Okay, so I did this slide. I just included a graph of the conversion rate to USD and then a couple notes on the side. So the pound pre-Brexit, before the 2016 Brexit referendum, the GBP, the Great British Pound, was 10 to 15% more valuable. It sat at around 1.5 to 1.6 exchange rate with the USD, and expectations of increased trade frictions between the UK and large trade partners, as well as increased uncertainty / persistent political instability, led financial institutions to sell the pound. The decision on the 23rd of June 2016 to leave the EU was a significant political and historical event that caused financial markets to decline, leading the British pound sterling to drop sharply. This next slide is about Black Wednesday. It also has another graph. The United Kingdom joins the European Exchange Rate Mechanism, ERM, in 1992. After a series of speculative attacks, they were forced to exit. Ever since this catalyst moment, the British pound has consistently devalued. So now I'll read the comments on the side. When they joined the ERM, the European Exchange Rate Mechanism, they aimed to stabilize the pound by aligning it with other European currencies. However, speculative attacks on the pound exposed flaws in the UK's monetary policy. Investors believed the pound was overvalued and began short-selling it, betting it would lose value. The Bank of England intervened by raising interest rates and purchasing pounds to defend its value. But these efforts were unsustainable. On September 16, 1992, known as Black Wednesday, the UK was forced to withdraw from the ERM, leading to a dramatic devaluation. I'd personally just like to comment on how the Bank of England intervened by raising interest rates and purchasing pounds to defend its value. I kind of like how I don't really like it, but it's funny to me how, like, banks and economy regulators can just kind of buy their own currency and try to save the value. Like, that's kind of silly to me. I don't know exactly the logistics behind all that, but it seems legit. This event underscored the importance of market confidence and the risks of pegged exchange rates when economic fundamentals are misaligned. Black Wednesday cost the UK Treasury billions and left a lasting impact on monetary policy, steering the country toward a more independent and flexible exchange rate regime. So yeah, despite their efforts, they were left like pretty poor or broke, I guess, after Black Wednesday. The UK Treasury was cost billions by Black Wednesday. Okay. Oh wow, there's still like 7 more slides. All right, cool. I think I'll finish talking about this presentation, and then any other stuff I can comment about the class afterwards. So this next slide I did. The British pound had faced challenges in recent weeks against the US dollar after Brexit. June 2016, the pound fell to 1.296 to 1.315 trading to the US dollar, reaching its 31-year low since 1985 in Black Wednesday. Rapid devaluation resulted in the GBP losing almost 15% of its value in just one trading day. I put that statistic there again just to highlight how significant that change is. It's crazy. There were two further substantial and sustained falls in 2017 and 2019, bringing the value of sterling to new lows against the euro and the dollar in August 2019. A crucial cause of the sharp falls in the value of the pound since 2016 is the substantial decrease in the preference of financial institutions to hold investments in pounds. The trade of currencies for investment purposes or trade in financial assets make up the largest proportion of currency transactions and is typically the largest driver of exchange rate changes, particularly in the short run. In 2019, financial institutions, excluding foreign exchange dealers, were responsible for about 60% of foreign exchange turnover in the UK. Only 5% of currency exchange volume was directly attributable to non-financial customers. I don't really know what any of that means anymore. I just put it all on there because it sounded good, I guess, and it had to do with what my slide was about. I need to hydrate real quick. My throat was getting really dry. I think I'm low-key getting sick too, because it's a little sore, but I guess I'll see how I feel tomorrow morning. I'm so blessed because tomorrow pretty much it's a 3-day weekend for me because I don't have class in the morning, and my second and last class of the day, I just have like an exam that I don't think should take that long, and it's a video exam so I can do it from home. Thank goodness. Next slide, the global financial crisis. The 2008 financial crisis affected the British pound due to economic downturn and investor confidence. This as one of the most significant drops in value. So it was a pivotal moment for the pound as financial markets collapsed, investor confidence in the UK economy eroded, leading to a sharp depreciation of the pound. At its lowest point, the pound fell to near parity with the euro and dropped significantly against the US dollar. The crisis revealed the UK's heavy reliance on its financial sector, which accounted for a substantial portion of GDP. When the sector faltered, the broader economy suffered, and the Bank of England responded with aggressive monetary policies, including interest rate cuts and quantitative easing. While these measures provided short-term stability, they also weakened the pound by increasing the money supply and reducing return for the investors. The crisis highlighted the interconnectedness of global markets and the vulnerabilities of economies dependent on financial services. So, the Great British Pound post-COVID is among the currencies that weakened the most since the pandemic, with 3.92% decrease against USD. Crazy. GBP volatility. The value of the pound saw significant volatility in the months after the initial lockdowns, with movements influenced by factors like Brexit, the UK's vaccine rollout, and changing market expectations. Impact on their trade economy. Post-COVID, the British pound was heavily affected by disruptions to trade and supply chains, which were worsened by the pandemic. Lockdowns, factory shutdowns, and transportation delays led to significant economic slowdowns, which caused further depreciation of the pound. All right, only 4 more slides to go, and one of them is the conclusion slide, so stay with me, y'all. Brexit referendum and economic impact. 2016 Brexit referendum saw an immediate sharp depreciation by 10% drop compared to USD. The depreciation reflected fears of reduced market access, potential tariffs, and a shrinking labor force due to immigration restrictions. Investors also anticipated slower economic growth as the UK renegotiated trade relationships. In the long term, Brexit has introduced structural uncertainty into the UK economy, discouraging foreign direct investment and raising costs for businesses reliant on cross-border trade. These factors continue to weigh on the pound's value. I do want to say, just as a disclaimer, I am in Tokyo, Japan at the time of recording this video, and I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the West in general right now, but in the UK, people are getting arrested just for kind of saying mean things on social media, so UK, try to arrest me now, because I'm halfway across the world. Now I'll cover the COVID-19 pandemic and economic response. In 2020, amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, all global currencies were majorly impacted. Bank of England's policies and this period also boast record low interest rates. I'm just gonna stop reading the comments on the side because that's too much work. Modern geopolitical and economic factors, impacts of the Ukraine conflict on energy prices, the strength of the USD and its effect on GBP/USD conversion rates, and trade realignments post-Brexit. Time for the conclusion and Q&A. So yeah, after every presentation for the final one, we had to answer questions to prove that we knew some stuff about our topic, I guess. Throughout its long history, and especially within the past 20 years, the pound sterling has had many fluctuations in value, often occurring due to large political or global situations such as Brexit or the recession. Despite its age, the GBP remains one of the top 10 strongest currencies, being able to bounce back quickly after most events that drag down its value. Alright, and that is it. I don't really have any other notes that I could think of during the recording of this video about the class, other than it was pretty chill, it was pretty easy. We had a couple tests. Oh, there is one incident I want to talk about. So basically, one time we had to vote whether we would take an exam or a presentation, and I voted to take the exam because I didn't want to do the presentation because I was like, eh. And I think the vote for the exam won out by like 1 or 2 votes, and my friends were in that class were all blaming me for like the next couple of weeks, like, why'd you vote for the exam, even though we all did like really well on it, I'm pretty sure. But I was confident like that it wouldn't be too hard, but it was actually pretty hard. It was like 4 pages long too. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, it was a pretty chill class. My friend missed like 4 or 5 classes, Sam, and I think he may or may not have had a doctor note like once or twice, but it was still fine. He didn't really even do the homeworks that often, I think, because he was like, they're not that much of the grade. But he's a computer science major and he's a smart nerd, so I'm a communication major. We can't all be like him. But yeah, he's super smart, and I think he actually wants to drop out after this semester and go back to the US. He lives in Colorado to work, because with his like field of expertise, he could already get a job if he wants, just like coding and stuff. But yeah, that was that class. It was global economics. We talked about macro and microeconomics. Learned some terms. I learned what P's and Q's are and stuff, and a lot of this stuff I did already know though, but it was a nice class because it wasn't too hard. It was a gen ed, I think, and yeah, it was fun to have the class with some friends, and I made some new friends. But yeah, that's about it. That's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you everyone if you've listened this far. I'm at like 41 subscribers, so only 9 more and I'm gonna get to 50. So thank you all for subscribing and hopefully watching. I've gotten a lot of views on my shorts, but not my longer video essays. So if y'all could just put on these videos while you're trying to go to sleep or doing something in the background, that would be greatly appreciated. So anyway, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, everybody over here, and to the US and people in the West. Enjoy your Sunday, since I know it's like about morning time over there right now. So yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. Be excellent. Continue to strive to do great in your lives. Be excellent and stay frosty. Peace.